What's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here continuing to cook up this NBA action, man. Y'all know we do here on the Jam Session. We cook up every single game, every single day. New week, new goals, new opportunities, man. Money making Monday. There was one game yesterday, of course, we smashed it per usual. There was no video. I gave it to my premium clients over at Pickdawgz Premium. We took the Portland Trail Blazers plus the points in the double revenge spot at home at the crib. We had to fade our favorite money-making team, the Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies. The spot and situation dictated that, though. We have been extremely hot on that NBA Play of the Day. Saturday, we cashed our NBA Play of the Month, one of our biggest plays of the entire season on the Orlando Magic. Shout out them boys as they cash for us at home at the crib. We've hit 8 of our last 9 on that NBA Play of the Day. That is the play I personally have the most money on every single day, ladies and gentlemen. Look, if you're a serious bettor, I think you should seriously think about scooping that play up on the daily. That is the play that I bet heavy every single day. It's only $25, man. I could charge out the ass for that play, but that's not what I'm here to do. I promise y'all that's not what I'm here to do. I'm just here to help y'all become better bettors. Let you guys understand specific spots, specific situations, and ultimately when you learn how to bet the NBA, you won't need me anymore. You understand what I'm saying? So the play that I personally love the most every single day is that NBA Play of the Day. I think you should seriously think about scooping it up on the daily. It's that time, ladies and gentlemen. Football season, we got one game left. College football is over. NFL's over. It is officially basketball season. A lot of people that ain't been covering basketball are going to try to hop on over and act like they've been covering basketball this entire time. They haven't. We here. It's our season. It's time to do what we do, and that's kick the crap out of the books. Betting hoops, man. We got a beautiful card today on this Money Making Monday. And y'all know the drill, man. We're going to cook it up and try to smash it per usual. I appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in and watch this video. Ladies and gentlemen, man, without further ado, let's do what we do. Let's continue to kick the crap out of the books, betting hoops. Let's stay hot on that NBA Player of the Day. But let's go on a run, man. Let's go on a run overall, man. Let's go on one. Y'all know we're capable of doing so. Let's start it tonight, man. First game on the board. We head over to Charlotte, where the Hornets are 5.5-point home dogs with the Los Angeles Lakers rolling in. I think this is a perfect spot to grab the points here with the Charlotte Hornets. Lakers laying over a bucket on the road. We've talked about this multiple times this season. This is a Lakers fade spot. They are playing well, are playing some of their better basketball, but coming off the win against Golden State, I think this is the perfect fade spot. Charlotte, got to give them some credit. They won 3 of their last 5. I like the way they're looking. They're healthy right now. That's been the main piece we've talked about Charlotte all season long. When they're banged up, we're going to leave them alone. But when they're healthy, especially at home as underdogs, they've been a profitable team this season. And I think this is another spot where we grab the points in our back pocket and we'll be just fine. Lakers, as you see on your screen, they're a 50-50 ATS team. We like betting the Lakers as short favorites, like extremely short favorites, or underdogs. That has been the spot for the Lakers this season. Laying points on the road, not necessarily. Lakers, I think, 9 times out of 10 play down to their competition. I think Charlotte has a legitimate chance to come in here and win this game outright. No need to overcomplicate this one. For me tonight, I'm on the Charlotte Hornets plus the points in my back pocket. We keep it rolling. We head over to Cleveland, where the Cavs are 10.5-point home favorites over the Detroit Pistons. Total 235.5. Man, Cleveland, they've been banged up recently, and it's shown in their recent results. This team, a team that's only lost 9 games all season, has lost 3 straight. 2 games in a row to Houston and to the Philadelphia 76ers. Bounce back game at home, though. Cleveland's still the number 2 ATS team in the NBA. They've been a money-making machine this season. In the bounce back spot, I know they're still banged up. I like them to beat up on Detroit in this one. Detroit, we can bet them in certain spots and situations. They're much improved from what they were a season ago. But when they play the top-tier teams, I don't trust them. And Cleveland in the motivation spot, coming off 3 straight L's at home at the crib, this should be a spot where they kind of flex their muscles, remind us why they have been such a dominant ATS money-making team this season. No real need for me to overcomplicate this one. I like Cleveland here. I understand LeVert, Wade, and Okoro are all out for this one. But Mobley's in there. Donovan Mitchell's in there. Garland's in there. The core. Jared Allen's in there. The core for Cleveland is here. Bounce back game at home. I think they beat up on a team they are head and shoulders better than. Give me the Cleveland Cavs, one of the best ATS teams in the league, laying the points in the bounce back spot tonight at home. We head over to Boston, where the Celtics, the defending champs, are 6.5-point home favorites over the Houston Rockets. Rockets, man, these boys playing really good basketball right now. These two teams have matched up once this season. Boston kicked the crap out of Houston in Houston. I was thoroughly surprised to see that happen in that game. Final score was 109-86 in Houston, which is crazy. I know Houston goes stupid, dummy crazy at home at the crib. We love betting Houston in Houston. We have a problem. The problem tonight, though, is we know what's up with Boston. Boston coming off a win, they're an automatic fade from an ATS perspective. When Boston's coming off a loss, bet them. But when they won a game, the next game this season, they have almost never covered. That's why they're one of the worst ATS teams in the NBA this season. Houston, they've been better on the road this season than they were last year. They've become more trustworthy on the road this season. I like the spot for them. I think Houston actually has a legitimate chance to come in here and win this game outright. I want the points in my back pocket. Should be a really good game tonight. Don't trust the Celtics from an ATS perspective coming off a win. The Celtics are the better team in this one, but the better team does not cover all the time. We know that. We know that here on the Jam Session. No way I'm laying points with the Celtics in this one. I don't bet Houston on the road all that often, but I like the spot. I like the situation for them. Revenge game. Celtics coming off a win. I'll grab over 2 buckets in my back pocket with a money-making machine like the Houston Rockets. We keep it rolling. We head over to Brooklyn, where the Nets are 10.5-point home dogs with the Sacramento Kings rolling in. Kings, road favorite? No, sir. Cannot do it. Especially as a double-digit road favorite, cannot do it. I understand that the Nets are not the sexiest team on the board. I understand that their injury report is a mile long. But Brooklyn has still been a decent ATS team this season. Certain spots and certain situations is where we like to attack Brooklyn. And y'all know me, man. On the Jam Session here for the last 2-3 seasons, we've been targeting, fading Sacramento as road favorites. I have the do not bet list here, man. The one Money Man Mitch wrote up, man, trolling me back in the day. And look what's on that list. The last one, Kings, road favorite. Come on, man. We know what it is. We know what it ain't. This list is still fairly accurate. Carolina Panthers, a fade. Washington Commanders, they had a better season this year. Shout out the Commanders. Atlanta Hawks, still a terrible ATS team this season. Shedeur Sanders for Heisman. Hashtag we coming. Shout out Mitch, man. The Toronto Raptors, they've been a solid ATS team this season. So that's probably the only, I would say Commanders and Raptors are really the only two. But USC football and hoops, that's when they had Bronny. And then, of course, Kings road favorite. No need to overcomplicate this one. Kings have been one of the worst ATS teams this season. We're continuing to fade them, especially laying double digits on the road. Come in here, Brooklyn. Let's play some good basketball. I trust you guys with the points in my back pocket. Let's keep it rolling. We head over to Miami, where the Heat are 1.5-point home dogs with the Orlando Magic coming in. As we talked about in the intro, man, we cashed our NBA Play of the Month, one of our top plays of the entire season, on the Orlando Magic in their last game they played at home at the crib with the Detroit Pistons rolling in. It was a bounce-back game at home that also happened to be a revenge game in that game. The Magic were struggling. You know, the Magic, they haven't been that same money-making machine that I'm talking about. Man, we made so much money with Orlando last season, it wasn't even funny. This season, remember, Banchero was out for an extended period of time. Wagner was out for an extended amount of time. These guys finally have a couple games under their belt. We saw them kind of catch a rhythm late second half in that game against Detroit. And I'm still on the Magic, man. I can't get off of them here. We've seen the Magic beat the Heat in 2 of the 3 meetings this season. The first one was in Miami. Final score was 116-97. The second one was in Orlando, 121-114. Miami did win the most recent meeting on the 26th of December, the day after Christmas in Orlando, 89-88. But with Miami, man, I'm still not liking the outside drama going on. Jimmy Butler is slotted to play in this game, which I think just creates more confusion, more drama Do y'all want him on the team or not? Do y'all want to trade him or not? Do y'all want him to be in the building or not? Y'all keep suspending him, keep bringing him back. Just trade the man. Just trade him. Just trade him, please. But ultimately, man, this is big brother versus little brother, and the Magic got little brother syndrome, meaning they love to beat up on big bro, the Miami Heat. And I like the way the Magic played in that second half, mainly fourth quarter in that last game. I think the Magic are about to return back to that money-making machine we know and love them to be. Orlando, in my mind, in my opinion, is the better basketball team in this game. And they're favored on the road for a reason. I'm not overcomplicating this one. I trust Orlando with my money. I'll lay the 1.5 with them in this spot, in this situation. We keep it rolling. We head over to New York, where the Knicks are 3.5-point home favorites over the Memphis Grizzlies. Interesting game we got going on here, man. Y'all know my argument about the Knicks all season long. They're overrated and overvalued. Now, overrated and overvalued teams do win and cover in certain spots to justify why they're overrated and overvalued. We have bet the Knicks in certain spots here recently, picking specific spots and situations. There's nothing here, though, that suggests the Knicks should be over a bucket favored over the Grizzlies. Are we serious? These are the spots where I'm talking about. I think they're overrated and overvalued. The Grizzlies are the better basketball team in my mind, in my opinion. The Grizzlies, right now, currently, the number one ATS team in the NBA. You've made the most money betting Memphis than any other team in the NBA this season. And they're going to give me 3.5 in my back pocket, fading an overrated, overvalued Knicks team. Sign me up. I actually think when I try to play the X's and O's game, Memphis matches up quite well with New York. Keep an eye on the injury report for both teams. It's not the sexiest, but it's not too ugly. The main guys are in for both teams. The only one that I say just completely jumps off the page is Josh Hart. Is game time decision for the Knicks. But ultimately, man, I trust Memphis. They've been a money-making machine. 31-15 straight up and 31-15 ATS this season. I think they're the better team. I think they have a legitimate chance to come in here and win this game outright. Getting over a bucket in my back pocket with the money-making machine like Orlando, fading an overrated, overvalued team like New York in this spot. Sign me up. I'm on the Grizzlies. Ja Morant in the Garden. Probably has a highlight reel play tonight and probably has a monster game. I'm interested to see this guard battle tonight. Two of the better guards in the league, Jalen Brunson and Ja Morant going at it. Should be a really good one. I will be tuned in, and I like the Grizzlies plus the points in this one. We keep it rolling. We head over to Toronto, where the Raptors, 1.5-point home dogs with the New Orleans Pelicans rolling in. I made these graphics last night, so some of them may be off slightly. Last night, the Raptors were the favorite in the game. People have come in and bet the New Orleans Pelicans in this spot, in this situation. It doesn't surprise me that they did that. From a pure talent perspective, the Pelicans are the better basketball team. But hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And that's the exact quote I love for this game. There's no way in hell we're laying points with New Orleans on the road. Toronto, home dog. We've bet that many a times this season. This is the spot for Toronto. Toronto's arguably playing their best basketball of the season right now. Currently, they're going to give me points in my back pocket with Toronto at home, where they've been a money-making machine this season, where they got an entire country behind them. Sign me up, man. We've been fading the Pelicans for majority of the season, and we're not stopping now. Keep an eye on the injury report in this game. DeJounte Murray, game time decision. Brandon Ingram out. Herbert Jones still out for New Orleans. No way in hell are we laying points with them on the road. I think the Raptors have a legitimate chance to win this game outright. It wouldn't shock me if this line grew throughout the day and we get maybe 2.5, 3 points in our back pocket with Toronto. People don't want to bet the Raptors, is ultimately what it comes down to. They don't have a star. They're not a sexy team. They're not anything of that nature. They're 13-32 on the season. They're a bad basketball team. But bad basketball teams do cover. And that's what the Raptors have done this season. They're going to give us points in our back pocket with a money-making home team like the Raptors. Sign me up. Give me Toronto plus the points in my back pocket. We keep it rolling. We head over to Chicago, where your Chicago Bulls are 9.5-point home dogs with the Denver Chicken Nuggets rolling in. This is one of my least favorite games on the card tonight. I hate betting Chicago in Chicago. The Bulls have played their better basketball on the road this season. And on the flip side, y'all know me, man. I think the Nuggets go stupid, dummy, crazy at home at the crib. I don't think that. I know the Nuggets go stupid, dummy, crazy at home. We've been betting Denver at home for the last 3-4 seasons here in the NBA. We love betting Denver in Denver. Look at their home win percentage over the last 3-4 seasons. I think it's like 80%. So most of their losses come where? On the road. I'm not saying they lose this game. I'm just saying typically laying points on the road with Denver is where you run into problems, you run into issues. And laying double digits in this spot kind of makes me a little nervous. I ain't gonna lie to you. Forced to play this game, I would lean towards Denver. But that's all it is a small, minute lean. I 9 times out of 10 will have absolutely no money on this game tonight. Just calling a spade, just letting y'all know what it is and what it ain't. Small lean on the Nuggets in this one. I don't trust Chicago in Chicago, but I really don't trust Denver laying extended numbers on the road. Denver has played better basketball recently. They've started and kind of returned back to the Nuggets we've known and loved. So I think they're head and shoulders better than Chicago. That doesn't mean I'm rushing to lay this many points on the road, though. You get me? So small lean on Denver, but that's about as far as I will go in that one. We keep it rolling. We head over to Minnesota, where the Timberwolves are 10.5-point home favorites over the Atlanta Hawks. Total 217.5 here in this one. Two of the worst ATS teams in the league this season. Not that tough of a game to figure out, though. I'm on the Atlanta Hawks plus the points in my back pocket. I understand Trae Young's out for this one. Larry Nance, game time decision. Zachariah Reese-Shea, game time decision. DeAndre Hunter, game time decision. But the Hawks are a team that don't fit spots and situations. We've known that for the last 2 seasons. And low-key, Minnesota isn't either. Minnesota, what do we call them? The house of disappointment. Just when you expect them to do something, they never do it. It is a decent spot for Minnesota at home. The revenge game at home at the crib, but no way in hell are we laying double digits. We talked about this with the Hawks over the weekend. When the Hawks play bad teams, they play down to their competition. That's just who they are. That's why they've been one of the worst ATS teams in the NBA last 2 seasons. They're actually the worst. When you combine the last 2 seasons, they're the worst ATS team in the league because they play down to competition. But what we've noticed this season is in the underdog role, when they play the good teams, that's the spots where they show up. Hawks are a weird team. I think they show up tonight. I think grabbing the points in our back pocket, even with the injury report as ugly as it is with Atlanta, is the play here. No need to overcomplicate this one. I don't trust the house of disappointment laying double digits at home in Minnesota. Can't do that. Atlanta, been a much better underdog this season, especially against the better teams in the league. They play down to their competition and up to their competition. I think they play up tonight. I'm going to grab the points in my back pocket with the Atlanta Hawks here in this one. We head over to Dallas, where my favorite team, the Dallas Mavericks, are laying 12.5 points on the Washington Wizards. No need to overcomplicate this one. I'm on Dallas. I'm laying the points. It's not like one of my favorite games tonight, but we're just continuing to fade the Washington Wizards. Ultimately is what this game boils down to. The injury report for Dallas is ugly. Dwight Powell, out. Najee Marshall, out. Maxi Kleber, out. Derek Lively, out. Dante Exum, still out. Luka Doncic, of course, still out. But Kyrie Irving at the helm against a terrible team like Washington. Wouldn't be surprised if Dallas got hot from 3 tonight. Klay Thompson, I think this is going to be a him-style game tonight, in all honesty. Maybe look at some Klay Thompson props overs in this game tonight. Washington, let's just go through their last 5 games. This is their 6th straight road game, so terrible spot for them as well. Got beat up by Golden State, 122-114, when Golden State wasn't playing well. Sacramento, the Kings aired them out 123-100. The Lakers aired them out 111-88. The Clippers aired them out 110-93. They did lose by 10 to the Suns, but we know what's up with the Suns. We talked about how terrible Atlanta is from an ATS perspective. Phoenix is in that exact same airspace with Atlanta. So in a game like this, you see on your screen, Washington's still a bad ATS team. Dallas, a decent ATS team this season, even despite, in my mind, missing the best player in the NBA, Luka Doncic. Even if you don't think he's the best player in the league, there's no way you don't think he's top 5. So any team missing a top 5 player in the league will not be the best from an ATS perspective, but Dallas still around 500. In a spot like this, I don't think they need the Don. I think we beat up on the Washington Wizards at home, at the crib. Might go to the game tonight, might not. We'll see. But leaning towards the Mavs, laying the points in this one. Let's keep it rolling. We head over to Utah, where the Jazz are 8.5-point home dogs with the Milwaukee Bucks rolling in. Interesting game here. Milwaukee just lost their last one to the Clippers, 127-117. This is their second road game in a row. Milwaukee did beat up on Utah earlier this season. It was back in November on the 7th in Milwaukee. Final score was 123-100 in that game. The Jazz, they haven't been that great from an ATS perspective at home this season. We loved betting Utah in Utah a season ago. Utah was an absolute money-making machine in Utah last season. This year, they've kind of done a 180. They've been terrible from an ATS perspective at home and have been money recently ATS on the road. It's kind of crazy how they did that 180 in one season, basically with the exact same lineup. They didn't really shake up this lineup over the offseason. Injury report for Utah is ugly in this one. Clarkson, game time decision. John Collins, game time decision. Walker Kessler, game time decision. Cody Williams, out. Keep an eye on this as the day progresses. Because Utah has been so terrible at home, man, I gotta lean on my spot and situation here, man. Bounce back game at home that also happens to be a revenge game. I know they haven't been the same Jazz this season at home, at the crib, but A, we gotta trust our spots. B, I really like the position for them tonight. Because they've been so bad, I think they show up at home tonight. I don't like laying extended numbers with Milwaukee more often than not. These are the spots where you're asking to get your money taken, laying this many points with Milwaukee. Giannis Antetokounmpo is game time decision. Chris Middleton is game time decision. Bobby Portis out. I expect Giannis to play. I'm not really sure with Middleton. Either way, I want the points in my back pocket with the Utah Jazz in the bounce back spot at home. That also happens to be a revenge game. Last and final game of the night. Got the Phoenix Suns at home, at the crib. Home dogs with the Los Angeles Clippers rolling in. Clippers. This is a double revenge game for these boys, man. They've lost both meetings to Phoenix this season. 116-113 back in October on the 23rd. It was an overtime game in LA. And the Suns beat them again, 125-119 in October in LA. So the first two games were in Los Angeles. They were way back in October, though. These two teams are completely different now than they were at that time. I hate betting Phoenix. But I actually lean towards them as a home dog here in this one. We're not laying points with them. We just need them to win the game. Phoenix is overrated and overvalued. They're always laying too many points. That's why they've been terrible from an ATS perspective over the last couple seasons. But from a straight up just win perspective, they're decent. We've seen them beat the Clippers twice this season, and I think they come in here and have a legitimate chance to do so again. We've seen them win 4 of their last 5. The Clippers have been much better from an ATS perspective at home, as the Clippers are the number 1 ATS team at home this season. No surprise there. They built a, $7 billion arena to be better at home. They got a wall and some more shit. So I'm not surprised the Clippers are as good as they are at home from an ATS perspective, but I don't want to lay points with them on the road. Still low-key, fuck the Clippers respectfully. I don't bet Phoenix often, but I'm going to lean towards them here in our last and final game of the night, man. I appreciate each and every one of you that continue to tune in and watch this video. It really means the world to me that y'all guys do that. I appreciate the support. Let's keep it rolling, man. We've been red hot on that NBA play of the day. We hit 8 of our last 9. Smashed our NBA play of the month on Saturday. Smashed the play yesterday with the Portland Trail Blazers. And we're just trying to keep the momentum rolling forward. You can scoop that play up over at Pickdawgz Premium today for $25. I love tonight's play. I'm loaded up pretty heavy on it again tonight. Or you can hop on something long term. I wholeheartedly believe we're about to go on a run. A generational run. If you believe me, hop on with me. If you don't, fade me. It is what it is, man. I get it. I get it. I ain't perfect. But that don't mean I ain't confident, man. And I don't mean I don't believe in my abilities. I feel a run coming on the horizon. So hop on with me, ladies and gentlemen, and let's do what we do, which is kick the crap out of the books betting hoops. Man, huge card tonight. Let's do what we do. I appreciate y'all more than y'all know. All I ask is that you smash that like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, I'm active on Instagram and Twitter all day long. There's a link for both in the description below. And of course, I have premium plays over at the site, man. I'll see y'all, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs. I'm out of here. Peace.